Okay, it's been like 2 years, but I have done some extra work on the Riese map that I was making. I got super burnt out a while ago, and I stopped playing for a long time, and then when I did come back briefly every now and then, I made other maps, because this one I kind of got a bit stuck with the zombies in the windows and stuff, and just burnt out. But then coming back to it with Steve 64B's mod meant I could do a lot more stuff, and I kind of randomly decided to add friendly AI with the companion control zone, which means they kind of follow you around, and it completely changed the map. It made it so much more fun and exciting, and especially because you can get the enemy heavy units with the machine guns to be companions, and it kind of became this like co-op game of zombies with bots. So I'm going to start a game and I'll show you what I've done so far. It's not a lot of changes, but some. I've only been working on it for a couple days. So yeah, you start. I need to delete those panels if you ignore those. But here are your co-op buddies, and they'll start killing zombies for you. Start shooting them. And they're always spotted so that you can kind of see them anywhere in the map, just like the real zombies game, the real COD zombies. I've updated this asset here just to make it a lot more like visually stimulating, some effects up there. And there's an invisible wall here because there's something that you can do later in the game once you unlock this area. But anyway, one of the major things that we've been doing, and one of the reasons I decided to come back, was one of the mod introduced one of these pieces that lets AI vault over like any object you give them, which meant I was, instead of being stuck with the either invisible, completely no collision letter assets, which weren't very effective because players could walk through and die, and it didn't look as nice. Now you can actually use real pieces with, collision, and the AI will vault over it. Not only that, but I also found, thanks to the mod, these wood pieces which can work as barricades. Instead of using letters again and having to, I think this cuts it down to about 10 pieces to make the wooden bars, instead of it used to be something like 35 pieces. I've added barricades at the beginning of the game that you have to destroy. I may play around with these a bit because it's not ideal because all the zombies just crowd around. Whoops, that was an accident. Your AI buddies, the heavy gunner doesn't respawn because you can't make him respawn. Oh, here we go. There's an AI just climbed in through the window. These two guys do respawn because they're technically friendlies. He's still technically an enemy despite being on your side. And when you go around a surface, you can actually see his his model is red. His highlight model is red. The others are white models. But if you die and restart, his model turns white. It's kind of weird. And I'm hoping that if I publish this map, new players don't get confused. Anyway, what else has changed? I've tried fiddling with having doors start that despawn after a certain amount of time. I tried doing it with completely static, indestructible objects, but it doesn't work well because the nav mesh, which is what the AI used to get around, gets blocked off. So even if the door is destroyed or despawned, the zombies and the AI literally won't walk through at all. It's kind of annoying. What I might do is try and set this to despawn. So even though it's destructible, if players don't figure that out or don't destroy it in time, it will still just despawn. And I think the nav mesh will be okay, because when you destroy it, the nav mesh is fine. So yeah, so like I said, these windows are up to date now, and you can't walk through or jump through at all. So there's no risk. There's no death barrier. The AI can. So there are some areas where I'll have to try and block it off a bit more, because they're vaulting through, which is fine, but then they really start exploring out of bounds, which is a bit immersion breaking. Some of the windows need sorting though, because some of them the zombies can't get through. It's not a perfect tool. There's a special little icon that you can use that have the zombies vault over things, but it's not perfect. So like this guy cannot get through, so I'm gonna have to adjust that one. What else is there? So there's a waypoint that starts at the beginning of the game for players to go and head to. So once they break down those doors, grab a weapon. We'll go down there, and you'll see your co-op buddies will follow you around. Here's another one of the windows that isn't working yet. There's quite a few. It's going to be a bit of a laborious process to get all the windows replaced, but it's so much better when it works. You know, player is safe from. They're not going to walk through it. It looks better because you get to use textured objects, and the pieces of wood look nice. It's just way better. Fewer pieces as well, so lower budget cost. Oh, I didn't move that piece of wood. Anyway, if you notice here, there's a perk machine, but it's completely dim and it's turned off. There's actually a couple of ones, 4 of them to be exact. What's this zombie doing down here? Is it the same one? Yeah. I'll show you some more. Also, there's a alien gun here in the meantime while I figure out a better way to unlock it, because it's a bit too easy. Because there's a couple of alien guns in this map, and they have unlimited ammo, which you really need to survive in this, because this ammo is scarce, even with ammo crates. Another thing to show you before I go into the main area is, so the teleporters that I showed in the last video are barricaded off at the beginning until you turn on the power. So now there's power. I added power in the game, just like in the real thing, in the real map. I also added some ammo crates. I need to figure out good places to put them. In the meantime, they're just here just so I can playtest the game. But it just feels so much more active and fun when you've got co-op buddies. And all 3 of the characters are different. They're all identifiable and they have different quirks. So the guy in the black is a lot more aggressive. He has a machine gun or assault rifle. The heavy is just extremely tough, but he moves slower. And then you've got the shotgun guy, who is very powerful when he hits his targets, but he often misses. So yeah, you can't get in the teleporters yet. And I'm hoping the players will figure out that they will be something you can use if they've played the map before, like the real map in Call of Duty. Here's another perk machine. Very dim, very unnoticeable, unremarkable. And there's another one down here. I've put 2 proxy mines here instead of 1, just like the bouncing betties or the claymore mines that you used to get. There's another perk machine. Doesn't do anything. It's turned off. Unremarkable. But anyway, so if we drop down here, here's some more windows that have been updated but don't actually let the zombies through just yet. I need to fix those. Hopefully not going to be too difficult to fiddle around with and fix. Annoyingly, friendly AI don't run away from grenades, but What I like about this, as you can see, is the AI do shoot down these barriers that I put up. So it stops the player from cheesing the gameplay if they want to just camp without breaking them. And it also shows the player where they are and that they can be broken if you know, they don't know, basically. So here's the main kind of arena, and you can see this unremarkable box like generator, and the waypoint is here. If you walk up to it, the power turns on. I did my best to kind of make it sort of a cool animation and sound effects and stuff. And you may notice now that the Perk machines are all lit up. Try and show you some more. There's Speed Cola. There's a zombie somewhere that's stuck. I think I need to kill before the next wave starts. There you go. So that's something I really need to sort out, is to let the next waves progress. Because if you don't kill them, I don't think the next wave spawns. And they're all stuck in here. Come on. There you go. So with the Perk machines, they're all lit up and they're all the correct colours that you're used to in Call of Duty. And turning the power on also unlocks the teleporters. So the gates on all three of them are gone now. So the players can use those one time each. In terms of what the Perk machines do, I could only think of interesting things for Juggernog and Quick Revive, and even then they're quite unremarkable. Juggernog just gives you body armor. If you watch, there you go, just like that. I could maybe put a musical jingle, but it might be a bit too loud. Yeah, so they spawn every minute or so you can always go back and get more body armor. Quick Revive gives you medkits, which could come in handy. Again, spawns once every minute. Yeah. I can't think of what to put for double tap and speed cola. Like, I just can't think of what's available in the map editor. I can't think of what to do that would be useful. You'll see another waypoint just spawned, which is a waypoint to the Pack-a-Punch machine. So I'm going to show you what you can do there that's really cool. And I'll also show you the updated teleporter sound effects and visual effects. I think they're way better than they used to be. If you watch the old video and compare it to this one, it's much cooler. So yeah, there's way better visual effects, and the blue fog that kind of fills the entire map briefly really feels a lot more like it's just a lot cooler, I think. If we head over to this waypoint that's appeared, if we got a quiet moment, you get an alien gun with unlimited ammo, and that's kind of in place of where the Pack-a-Punch would be. That's the best way I could think of unlocking the weapons, and it's not completely like unobvious. You follow the waypoint, walk up to it, and the kind of process begins, and it's hopefully passive enough you don't actually have to figure out too much. So this weapon's extremely helpful because it's really effective and it has unlimited ammo. Let's see what else have I done that can show. There's honestly, those are the main updates. I've mostly just been playing around with the AI. It's co-op partners because it's just a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a lot more fun than it used to be. I think I'm going to rework the mystery boxes. I'll have them play jingles as they open. So you have to wait for a little delay for the weapon, probably. And I'm probably going to scrap the idea of chasing the lights around the map because it's a bit too confusing, and there's technically nothing stopping players from just shooting the bears out of order. So I might just have them all up for grabs whenever, and maybe change some of the weapons. I do want to make sure you get some of the classic weapons available, so make sure the MG42 is there. Probably get rid of the Magnum because it's just kind of sucks. But yeah, I'll try and think if there's anything else that I've changed this time round. Like I said, the main thing was the co-op. And I've just got to do a little bit of tweaking on the windows that I have updated, and then update the rest of the windows as well. I might remove these barrels because they move around all over the place. It's quite annoying. Yeah, so I think that's it. As far as I'm aware, I'm sure I'll forget something obvious, but that's the latest update. What I still need to do is finish the mystery box scripts and make sure they're set up. And then it's time to add loads of the detailed objects, because this map is actually really kind of empty. Because I just haven't done it yet. I haven't added the detailed objects, and I'll look through reference pictures. I'll finish doing all the windows, make sure they all work. And then last but not least is adding like the final visual effects. I think that's sort of it, really. I would really love to get this map published, and I just got so burnt out with it last time and frustrated with the windows, but the mod has given me so much extra help with making it more interesting. It does mean it'll have to be PC only, because I think there are some mod assets on this map, like these, for example. Yeah, I tried making zombies climb over this fence, but they just won't. So unfortunately, that's not reflective of how it played originally in Call of Duty, but oh well. If you can think of any suggestions for what to put, what ability or weapon or ammo or whatever to put in speed cola and double tap, that would be helpful. And then I also just need to think of a more creative way to hide the alien shotgun weapon. But yeah, that's it really. I'll find this last zombie and I'll kill him. Get the next wave to spawn if I can find him. There he is. Yeah, so if we what I really like is see if I can get the AI to I'm getting trapped. Do the catwalk strategy that we used to do back in the old day when we played zombies. It's quite funny, because they will follow you up to the catwalk. They might actually block you in, but still, like, it's quite cool. Because it was always fun standing on the catwalk. You can see he should come and follow me. I don't know if he's getting stuck, but they almost always follow you quite well. There you go, he's dropping down. So like I said, the heavy gunner sadly won't respawn if he dies, but it's really hard to kill him. As long as you kind of help him out, he probably won't die. These guys die a lot more often, but because they respawn, it's kind of fine. It's like playing multiplayer. But yeah, you can do catwalk strategy. If you can get him to come upstairs, it's a bit hit and miss, but yeah, it does actually work quite well. It's quite funny. But yeah, that is pretty much it for now. I'll try and keep working on it, hopefully not get burnt out. And yeah, that's it for me.